Welcome to Hangman Tarot. We're going to get started here with our celebrity tarot card reading with Demi Lovato, going over her astrology, getting into her situation, her general current relationship, love situation that she has going on with Jordan Lutz. He's a singer, songwriter, and he is an Aries and a Sagittarius. Demi Lovato, actress, singer, model, you name it, she does it. She is a Leo and a Taurus sign. Okay, I am going to get into this reading because I want to get straight into things. But while you're waiting, go ahead and hit subscribe, of course. Go ahead, hit that bell button too if you would like. Other than that, we are going to get into this reading. And they are still together, which is pretty rad. I'm very, very excited for Demi Lovato. It's about time she finds a little bit of happiness. I don't know who he is in particular. He's from Canada. She's from the United States. Again, if you're in this room, you know who the hell Demi Lovato is. Come on now. If you don't know who Demi Lovato is, you've been living under a rock. Okay. I've had a little bit of probably a change of heart with Demi Lovato. Okay. I am feeling like, I feel like she just needed to find some happiness. I do. I feel like she needed to find some happiness. So here we go. Let's get into this reading. All right. So there is an energy of expressing their feelings. So maybe just currently in a place where they're, really good at communicating, really good at talking, coming across with each other's feelings so that they're able to move forward and progress in their relationship. There is still kind of like a lingering energy about understanding the body or understanding her own body. So she is definitely still dealing with those types of things, which is totally normal, especially given her state of mind, just like on specific things such as female, male, so of course, understanding the body would come a little unnatural when it comes to really knowing or identifying with your skin or your physical. Because unfortunately, sometimes we are so effed up, we don't know who we are. And so we try to physically transform that. And then we get very confused, or vice versa. That's just how I feel about it. That's just an opinion. I don't really count. It's, I don't know if I should have given my opinion. Cross that. Just forget it. Forget I talked about it. Jesus. Okay, let's get into this reading. So we're going to find out the current feelings, emotions between the two of them. So again, Demi Lovato is a Leo. Taurus is her moon sign. And then he is an Aries and a Sag. Yada-da, yada-da. Okay. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. All right. So the emotions of the two of them, for him over on the left side, we have our Six of Wands upright, Chariot upright. We also have, I feel like there's a conflict here, but it's weird because they're expressing themselves. So I don't understand. I feel like over on his end, he's feeling like there's a little bit like a lackluster, or like there's no support where he's coming from as far as how he's feeling. And the inspiration or anywhere where he's coming from meaning, he feels like there's no support there. So it's kind of like a breakdown in harmony, but just a little bit. And I think that a lot of that comes from fear of commitment anyway. So you just add that in and be like, instead of fearing commitment and actually knowing what I'm fearing, I'm just going to grasp this and be like, okay, I don't feel like I'm, there's no emotional support here, but there might not be. I feel like just personal energy wise, it's still good though. Like there's nothing, it's not like a rough situation. I don't think it's nothing that they could not probably dig themselves out of. As far as thoughts, he thinks that this is, extremely under control. He thinks that this is going to be a winning type of situation. So this commitment, it's not like it's overly committed. It's not overly forced. It's just a lot of self-love and perspective on the inside too. So there's a lot of balance as far as like the feminine and the masculine. So I think that there's a really good situation going on here and they balance each other out very well. And I feel like if they shift their point of views often enough and they receive information in a really good way, I think they could be pretty rad. Just coming on his end, even though there is a conflict or a little spill of things, I think that again comes from the internal, do I really want to commit right now? And most of us have that kind of thing going on. Over on her end of things, I feel like She needs to simplify the overthinking, because there's a lot of overthinking, and that causes like a huge intensity in the love affair or in their relationship. I feel like there's just such an intensity of emotions, especially for her, probably more intense than normal. I do feel like she's ready for maybe a child or love for a child. And at this point, there could definitely be something like that happening. But she is kind of like diving a little deeper into the childhood stuff. So she's probably kind of pulling from memories and, using that as nostalgic or to push herself forward, or to even just like get better at loving herself or others. So I think she is definitely working on those things. But emotionally, I think, again, if she were to, stop overthinking things, I think that the thoughts of her thinking that there's too many rules, because I think that she feels like she's always got to bend, her rules, or she's got to bend her personal beliefs. But that's not really actually true. You can do you, boo. You can do you, bull, boo, bull. What? Okay, so personal beliefs are the thoughts on her mind, though. Again, she's got this really loud inner guru or inner teacher, or somebody that just kind of teaches within. And I feel like, again, she does not like to conform. She doesn't like to bend her rules or, bend the boundaries, make the lines go squiggly. So she doesn't like to do that. So she feels like she loses control a little bit in the relationship, which that's not what it's really about. But sometimes it becomes that, obviously. What is the root cause of these two situations between the two of them? Okay, swords up, 6 down. Over on his end, I think the root cause is just there's a sudden realization. There's always an expanding on something here, especially just like new communication, new clearing up of thoughts. Maybe there was just like a bunch of things he was thinking and things got cleared up. So there was like this great breakthrough, or, a new idea. And so they moved with that. But I feel like over on his end, there's just constantly a wave of new energy, and it kind of clears away the bullshit. And then he can see things clearly or for what they are. Over on her end, the root cause of any of her emotions and thoughts is definitely like, I feel like her change of thinking or feeling like she has no balance is just adding to a delay. So I think for her to kind of like, because she's already kind of like almost like floated away from those intense emotions, but she really needs to deal with those. So she needs to float on back, because she needs to deal with them so she can deal with her relationship in the most healthy manner. And I think she's aware of that. She seems very at harmony. She seems very balanced to me right now. I really vibe her. I like her. I like Demi Lovato today. Today, she's doing great. And I think yesterday or the day before that, she was just growing. She was just going through pains. I mean, of course, she's gone through some traumatic things. So, of course. What is the likely outcome of this love situation for the remainder of this month going into November? We've got our Page of Wands. The Moon, darling. 7 of Pentacles down. All right. So, okay. So going into November, there could be a couple things kind of being of concern. Even though, he's very charming and he's very Rico Suave and he's very like, what's the word? F-boy looking, or like Machine Gun Kelly vibes, or like, those vibes. I do feel like it's a good time for him to start really connecting with himself. This could have been like a one-night stand vibe, or like maybe we'll just get into this for a minute kind of energy. So the loyalty will be tested here. But I think that there's going to be a point where he'll feel like he can't move past certain issues, but I think that he can. It's just, again, that self-sabotage that kind of like grabs onto you and is like, no, we cannot commit. Okay. And F-boys are prone to that. They're known for that. Okay. And that'll just add some confusion. Any information that comes in, it's just like, one or the other is not going to want to see it. They're going to be like, no, everything's fine here. But it's like, I know you're scared and I know you don't like to be vulnerable, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to like acknowledge the truth and the information that does come in, especially if this has to do with, some sort of anxieties or old habits that you're not wanting to pick up. Deal with that. So any information, because they're not wanting to do something about the issue that comes up. Whatever the issue is swept under the carpet, and it has been already in this relationship. So whatever that means. But I feel like they're just going to feel like they're not very sure and just kind of close their eyes to it. Shut down. I don't want to deal with it, so I'll close my eyes. It'll go away. No, it won't. No, it won't. I promise. I've swept so many things under the carpet and they get fucking bigger. And then you got to buy a better vacuum. And when that vacuum breaks, you got to buy a fucking bigger vacuum and an even more better vacuum to sweep up what's under the fucking carpet. And then even then, it stains. It stains the wood, of course. I'm kidding. I'm not. Okay. I got to get out of here. I'm going to get into another celebrity reading. So please go ahead, hit subscribe, click that bell if you would, please. And thank you. Crap. What time is it? My computer's off, I think. It's 8 o'clock. Oh my God. Okay. Gotta go. Gotta get kids ready for school. Have a good day, people.